Okay, so we have, I will just go through the different things that we have discussed in NumPy. Importing NumPy, creating a particular NumPy ND array, right? The different type, different uh, attributes of a NumPy ND array, like shape and number of dimensions, the data type of the elements, right? And then we learned how to create matrices using uh, zeros or ones, right? And then we did some. There was a question which no one has completely answered yet. You will have to answer this question. So whenever you are able to find the answer of this question, then you should post in the Slack channel. Okay. So creating a matrix, right, and the shape of it, transpose of a matrix, right, and then converting list into a NumPy ND array, and then we have discussed how to iterate in a list, and then range function for a list uh, for iterations, and then type, and then we have discussed the I range that we have in. Okay, so we have not yet discussed I range. We will discuss it soon. So initializing random uh, matrices, that is matrices with random values, and then with some kind of distribution. Okay. Creating identity matrix of a given size, right? Finding the number of bytes that are consumed by a particular NumPy ND array and the size of each item. Okay, so and then we were into understanding the indexing of them, right? So and then we started about slicing. Okay, okay, and then we took a larger matrix, and then we try to understand different ways of finding a part of the matrix or a slice of the matrix. So there was one question also, alternate elements from this next two, which you have not answered yet. So that you will have to do. This is actually question two, right? And then we have discussed about concatenation, and then we were into understanding this thing called access. Okay, so today we will be focusing on understanding this access, and we will use concatenation to understand deeply about access. Okay, so all the examples are a bit old, and then let me again import NumPy as NP. This was not required, but I don't want to run the cells from the beginning. Okay. Let me take X and then Y. NP dot array, and then let me take 1, 2, 3. Let me take Y is equal to NP dot array 3, 2, 1. Okay, and then I will simply do Z is equal to NP dot concatenate and I will be concatenating X and Y. So what should Z be? 1 2 3 and then 3 2 1. Okay. Okay. What? Let me take 4 5 6 here so that you are able to visualize it better. Okay. 1 2 3 4 5 6. This access thing is very important to understand. That is why I am putting more focus on it. So this access is equal to 0 means the elements, comma separated elements starting from this square bracket and ending at this square bracket. So for x is equal to 0, there are 3 elements, right? And then and there is no x is 1 or the second axis, right? X dot shape is 3 comma. So there is no second axis. There is only 0th axis. Okay. Now I will be concatenating it. Right. If we x is equal to 0, so this will give you the same result as this z. Okay. However, if you try to do, if you do x is equal to 1, then there will be an error. Okay. Uh, Error as there is no access. Okay. Now I will try to create another two-dimensional matrix. So let it be called grid is equal to np dot array. So if you want to create numpy nd array, we need to make lists here, right? So all the elements inside this these two square brackets, in between these two square brackets, they will be what? N axis 0, right? And I want a matrix like this 1 2 3 and then 4 5 6. Suppose I want this kind of matrix, then I will be using so there are two elements, right? This is the first element and this is the second element. For what? For the 0th axis, x is equal to 0. So first of all, I will put a comma, and here we will put the first element and we will put the second element. So what is the first element of x is 0? It is this 1 comma 2 comma 3, and the second element of the 0th axis is 4 comma 5 comma 6. Is it okay? And then I will print grid. Makes sense to everyone? Do you know how to create this? Have you understood what is the axis thing here? Okay. Now there are two axes here. So if we want to concatenate, grid and grid, right? So based on axis 0, right? Suppose we have B. B नहीं, पहले तो A लेते हैं. A is equal to np dot concatenate and grid, comma grid, which is same as x is equal to 1, sorry, 0. If x is equal to 0 is the default one. Okay. So what will a be? And then print a. So what do you think a will be? It will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 and then 1 2 3 and then 4 5 6. Is it okay? 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. The elements of axis 0 are concatenated. Okay. Now I will again create B and I will put axis equal to 1. Is it okay? Now elements of axis equal to 1 will be concatenated. Let me give you an example. You see what has happened. This 1 2 3 4 5 6 और यहाँ पे 1 2 3 4 5 6 has been added. Okay, it means this was the first element, and after that, after the first element, the first element of, sorry, 0. This was the 0th element of grid. Okay, and 0, and this was the 0th element of axis equal to 1 of grid. This was the first element or element number 1. This was element number 0. This is element number 1. And then this was element number 2 for axis equal to 1 of grid. So this is axis equal to 1 of grid, the 0th element, and then the 0th element of axis equal to 1, they have been concatenated. So first element for axis equal to 1, sorry, this is the first element for axis equal to 1, 0th element for axis equal to 1. This is the first element, and the first element, this one has been concatenated. Is it okay? Are you able to understand? I will give you one more example. Let me take another a higher dimensional array, which let us call A. This is 3-dimensional. Okay. And what A is. See? How many axes are there? There are 3 axes. This, between this and this is the axis equal to 0. And there are 2 elements, this and this, inside axis equal to 0. Now inside axis equal to 1 of axis of the 0th element, we have this we have got this matrix, and x is equal to 2 का एलिमेंट ये है. Okay, I will show this to you. Let it be a, नहीं, इसको b 0 रखते हैं. X is equal to 0 I will put, and here I will put a and print b 0. Okay, see what has happened. This was x is equal to 0, and how concatenation has been done. Okay, now I will be doing this b1, and then I will put x is equal to 1, and then see the difference. Okay, and then I will make another one b2, x is equal to 2, and b2. Okay, are you able to understand this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now it's clear.
Now it is clear. Okay, nice. So for simplification, there are another two functions which are v stack and h stack, right? Okay, so if it is not clear, try to do it on with your own. Try to use different examples. But when you are okay with it, it is easier to understand. This is particularly important. I think Dhananjay sir would be able to uh, see why this was very important, because most of the times I have got errors with shape of matrices while working with neural networks. That is why I went into it, and it is important to understand about these axes. Okay. Now
Right.
again now let us get back to grid. What was grid? This there for simplification there are two things called V stack and H stack. And P dot V stack grid, grid. Let me call it vertical. Okay. Take so vertically it will be run. Okay, and there is also one function called alt stack, which is for horizontal. Okay, I think this also makes sense to everyone. If there is try with these. If you find anything difficult, then come back with questions. But try it out with on different types of matrices. This is an important concept that one needs to understand in depth. Okay. Okay. Now we are going into splitting, right? Splitting and the arrays, which is the next topic that we are discussing now. Chalo. Let me take list, right? So 1, 8, 99, 99, 81. Okay, so this is what? This is a list, and I want to split it into different parts. Before discussing about splitting and DRS, we are discussing splitting of lists. Okay, so I want to split this, right, into three arrays: x1, x2, and then x3, right? And then we are using np dot split. So now this was a list and into nd arrays. So you have seen that for creating a list, we will, sorry, for creating a NumPy NDRS, we have used lists only, right? This is a list which is given as input to np.array function. Okay, so we have this particular list, and these x1, x2, and x3, these are three different NumPy NDRS, and we are going to split this list x into x1, x2, and x3 using np.split function. And what are we going to split? Let me run this example for you. Print x1, x2, x3. So how has the splitting been done? It is like 0, 1, 2, and 3 is 99. So at 3 the split has been done. 0, 1, 2, at 3 the split has been done, right? And then 4 and 5, and then at 5 the split has been done. Is it okay? If you will write it like this, 2 and then we run it. So just see the difference. The split is done at here, okay, and then again at here, right? 2 and then 4 and 5. Okay, okay. For this, how many? If you do two breakpoints, if you give two places where to split, three NumPy and arrays will be generated, right? If you are giving these three places to split, 4 will be generated, and you will have to write x4 also. That is why this was an error. Okay. Hmm. Now, I think that is all for today, and then I will put some questions in the Slack channel, and we are nearing the end of NumPys. right? We have to do universal functions next, ufuncs, and we will see how it makes computation faster and why we should use NumPy. Do you have any questions, sir? Okay. So next time we are going to discuss universal functions, ufuncs. Right? Try to read about ufuncs in NumPy and try to answer the questions that were left. Okay, I hope you have completed task 2, which is accessing your webcam and playing the video stream in a window. It was very easy. You will get it. You will get that particular code anywhere. It is available on multiple websites. Okay, then that is it for today. Thank you. One more class we will do on NumPy and then we will proceed.
Sir, please share this code on Slack channel.
After this session ends, I will put it on Slack.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.